Hey guys, what's going on? KamyKam here, back on the mic, and today we're back with Getting Fired from McDonald's Part 2 reaction by our young non-sauce god. That was a pretty straightforward intro, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that the last reaction was pretty freaking abysmal to freaking, edit, unless, I'm wrong. Please tell me I'm wrong. Okay, good. So last time we actually reacted to Getting Fired from McDonald's Part 1. If you guys want to watch that, then go on ahead and click the link in the description down below and go to Young Don the Sauce God's channel, and you guys will see the original upload. Anyways, guys, let's get straight into this.
Last time on Don Hines Animated. So now you have some context as to why and how I got this job in the first place, and how badly I would have wanted it all to work out. But alas, instead of being the solution of my dreams, it was the beginning
so basically, he's already
of a nightmare.
I didn't even need to say anything. That was his original channel?
Now, I titled this video, How I Got Fired from McDonald's, which implies that I was actually fired from my job for being a terrible employee. Which I was, not gonna lie. If there was a checklist consisting of all the reasons to fire someone, I definitely had most, if not all of them checked off. But technically, I could have also just as easily named this video Why I Quit My Job at McDonald's. In a way, my breakup with McDonald's was just like my breakup with my high school sweetheart. Because in both situations, if you were to ask who broke up with who, it kind of depends on who you ask. I definitely broke up with her. This is what I mean. If you were to pull out my employee record from McDonald's, my file would definitely say not rehireable, indicating that they did indeed fire my ass. But in actuality, I stopped showing up to work well before they stopped putting me on the schedule, which in my book counts as me quitting. That said, I probably wasn't that far away from being fired anyways. For instance, I sucked at everything. There was literally nothing that I could do well.
Honestly, I can never picture myself working in a fast food place, because it's not the fact that it's fast, it's just the customers would get on my nerves, and I'd probably punch a lot of them in the face. I can't even control my anger sometimes. So people, acted pissed off because, ooh, you got my order wrong, or ooh, you think you can work here with your hair long like that? Shut the fuck up. And, they probably make me wear a hat in the first place. But that's the thing, it's like people just have, like, the straight up, like, some nasty ass attitudes. I'm just like, if y'all don't just calm down, like, that's the thing. Like, people do not, like, think about, like, these teenagers working at these fast food places or whatever, and they just, they just give them a hard time. Just like, y'all, just calm down. Like, this ain't their life, man. You guys are basically treating them like this is their life.
Actually felt bad for the managers whenever I showed up to work, because the moment any of the shift managers saw me, I could just see the cogs turning in their heads as they try to figure out where they could put me so that I would do the least amount of damage to the crew's ability to get shit done. You see, regardless of where you work in the food industry, whether it be for an excuse of a sandwich shop like McDonald's or for an upscale panty dropper like Benihana's, the success of your crew boils down to one thing, and that thing is time. Every good crew at any food establishment has one thing in common, and that is that they all run like a well-tuned clock. Every gear needs to be turning at just the right speed for everything to run smoothly. Timing is key. One little hiccup in the machinery can set the whole thing off track. Well,
I did actually have some experience with working in the fast food industry, and what he's talking about with the cogs having to turn at just the right amount of speed for everything to run smoothly, that is actually basically verbatim how fast food industry is when you're working there, because I did volunteer to work at a restaurant, or I can't tell y'all what it is, at a football stadium in my town. And I remember working there, and I was like, nervous and everything, but after like an hour or two, I was like fine, because basically y'all just all working together. Like, I wasn't the one cooking the food, I was just the person that was giving the food to the customers. So it was pretty like hectic, to be honest. Like, you really had to like be on your feet and everything, because people who try and get their food fast, and especially at a football stadium, y'all already know, like during halftime and before the game starts and everything, people like really want their food. So it's kind of crazy just like seeing like me. I was like just stacking sweet teas and fries and chicken because I was working at like a chicken place, and it was crazy though. So if you guys ever work in the fast food industry, then be prepared to just kind of work a lot. But the good thing about it is though it does actually pass the time significantly because you're working so fast, you're not doing anything because that's what I was doing, and that's why my last job was so tedious and boring because all I was doing was sitting around and watching kids. So yeah.
Well, turns out adding a 16-year-old Don Hines to your restaurant crew was like taking your finely tuned clock and beating the ever-living shit out of it with a sledgehammer. It honestly didn't matter where you put me. Oh, you want to put me on the grill? Sure, just don't expect any fresh burgers when you run out, dude. Cause you can bet your ass they will not be ready. Or even better, what's that you say? The Angus beef burger tray's full, and we don't need any more because we probably won't sell any for a little while. Well, here's 10 more. Sorry.
10
Oh,
more.
say what now? You want me to make some cookies? Okay. Just know that you're probably gonna have to ask someone else to do another tray after me because I'm definitely gonna forget about them in the oven. So you might as well just take 24 cookies out of the freezer and just throw them in the garbage because you're basically doing the same thing. Come again? You actually want me to assemble the burgers? Have you lost your mind? I mean, sure, I'll do it. That is, of course, if you're okay with waiting 5 minutes per burger, because I definitely don't remember how to make any of this shit, except the McChicken. I will definitely be spending an extra 2 minutes trying to find the instructions on this little picture thing above the sandwich table, so, yep, sorry. Eventually, the managers did figure out my calling. I became the bread guy. You see, when you work on the sandwich table at McDonald's, your responsibilities include, but are not limited to, checking for new orders, making sure the bread trays were full, toasting the bread, and assembling the sandwiches. I was so bad at everything else that the managers decided to take the two simplest responsibilities of the sandwich makers and give them to me. So for entire shifts, my job was to make sure that the bun trays were always full and to toast the buns for the new orders. And whenever it got slow, I would just clean. That was pretty fucking sad.
But you basically don't have to do shit. Come on. I mean, come on. I would take out garbage for like $7.50. I mean, because at the end of the day, if you're working in the fast food industry, I keep saying fast food industry like it's a whole thing. No, if you're working at a fast food restaurant and you want your life to go places, and you're probably not going to work there you're not going to work there for too long. I know people who works places like that for like a year and some change, maybe even more. But if you don't want to, because I kind of see that as dead end, like a dead end job. But if you have to work there, then it's whatever. It's just, if you want to go places, then go work somewhere else. I mean, come on. I mean, you might as well work somewhere else. And besides, if you're a high schooler trying to work, you're not going to get that much unless like you know people who have job opportunities for you and you somehow get like 10, 11 an hour instead of like 8 or 7 an hour. So, yeah.
I also stole a lot. Wait.
I mean, Don, let's be honest. Who wouldn't steal their fries? Come on. It's McDonald's. Come on.
Blaine, almost everyone who worked there stole. And no, I don't mean money. I'm talking about food. Whether it was squeezing 13 nuggets into a 10-piece box or putting
50 of them.
Extra patty and some bacon on a burger, or my personal specialty, smuggling cookies into your pocket when the manager wasn't looking. Stealing was just a part of the culture. And as all of you should know by now, that Don Hines will always do it for the culture. And although I might have been one of the worst employees McDonald's has ever hired when it came to actually doing my job, I was a god at stealing cookies. At any given time, I had at least 5 cookies in either of my pockets, and I never got...
Nobody see, like, the shape? It looks like a flat ass. or like the back of an ass. Like, doesn't it look like that? I mean, am I the only person who thinks that?
Caught once. And I know what some of you are
It's obviously
thinking. Don,
a pocket
in your
full of
Pokemon
cookies.
video, you said that you've only ever stolen one thing in your life. What the hell is all this about? Listen,
all this about?
like I said, everybody stole. So it's like, if everyone steals, is anyone really stealing? Yes. So those are all of the legitimate
that look
reasons
like
for why
freaking
McDonald's should have
Domino's?
fired me. But they
Animation.
didn't. And even though it sucked working there because I was just so
Yes.
bad at my job, that wasn't the reason why I actually quit. I quit for the same reason most people quit their shitty jobs, which surprisingly isn't because the job is shitty. Most people who quit their shitty jobs do so because of the shitty people they work with.
Now, that is true to an extent. I quit my job because of personal reasons. I wasn't in the best position at the time, so I quit the job because, you know, it was whatever. But it was, I mean, it was an easy job, but I had stuff going on and I couldn't just, you know, watch kids. You know, that's basically all I did. But man, I'm telling y'all, it was not the time to work. But anyway, I'd say the customers are basically the hardest people I had to work with. Because there was one time I was watching some kids, and this lady or someone just complained that I wasn't watching the kids. And I'm just like, wow, this bitch is trying to make my life a living hell. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, these like people, they just don't understand that, like, teenagers, this is not the only thing they do. This is just a side thing, okay? You're trying to make some money. Why you gotta make it so hard for us? I literally ran into the front of the store, which is like right, you know, by where I was at to get my phone charger because it was going dead, and I was bored and I was on my phone like a lot. And I just went there right quick and came back like 2 seconds. So, yeah, another story. Like I said.
Actually never met someone who
Not
quit
sure
their
from
job
there.
because they were just fed up with the pay or didn't like the hours or didn't like the work. I mean,
I don't
those
like
may
the
have
pay.
been contributing factors, but the main reason, the straw that will always break the camel's back, is some dumb ass person. Whether it be a boss, a coworker, I mean, even one really bad customer can be enough to just say, nope, fuck this, I'm out. So for me,
Yep.
it was my fellow staff that motivated me to quit. Here
And a
are the
couple
3
reasons.
things that made me quit. 1. I worked at a McDonald's in Broward County, Florida. And if you know anything about South Florida, you know that it is flooded with Hispanics. So naturally, most of my coworkers were
Seems about
Hispanic.
right.
Now, that's perfectly fine. I have no problem with Hispanics. A lot of my best friends are Hispanic.
And Hispanic women are amazing and beautiful. Oh my God. But seriously though, Hispanic women are hot. They're sexy. They're too sexy.
Latinas are without a doubt some of the most beautiful women on the planet.
See, this guy
I know
gets
this.
it.
I've dated 2 of them. And next to
dated
Jamaican
2
food,
of 'em.
Spanish food is that fuego.
Oh,
You see,
Chipotle is
I
amazing.
mentioned the fact that they
I know
were
that's freaking such a cliche thing to say because everybody says, "Oh, Chipotle is the best thing." It is.
Hispanic because my Spanish coworkers would just constantly talk shit about me in Spanish.
That
And
is
you know what?
terrible.
I probably deserved it because I was pretty ass at my job. But at least have the decency to do it behind my back. I mean, I would see 2 of my coworkers look right at me,
I know.
then turn to each
Hispanics
other,
have
say
curly
some
hair.
telenovela mumbo jumbo,
I
and
don't
then
know
have
if they
a
look
good
like
ass
that.
laugh. And although I didn't know
Well,
what
some
they
do.
were saying, I sure as hell
watch
knew
both
what
of those.
throwing shade looked like. And the second reason I quit was because I worked for the devil.
They
And
look
you
so
might think
black,
that the
too.
devil
What the fuck?
isn't real. And if he is, it's a large red half goat, half man,
Fuck you,
Baphomet
you son
looking
of a
thing. Well,
bitch.
nope, you're wrong. The devil is real, and she is a 4'8" bitter middle-aged Spanish woman who lives in South Florida. If a black hole were to just spontaneously form in the middle of South Florida, I guarantee you that it was in fact a result of so much fucking evil being compacted into such a small body. That kind of density is bound to hit a critical mass eventually, and when it does, that McDonald's is going to be ground zero.
That damn
Believe
dark
that.
spirit,
I could go on and on about how
That's
terrible
like,
it was working for
you
this
have to
woman.
be
She would
not
yell
pure of
and
heart just to
snap
make
at
that
people.
one.
She'd call people names. She was the type of person to fuck with your lunch schedule just because you pissed her off that day, which was every freaking day for my incompetent ass. I would have an 8-hour shift and she would make me take my lunch an hour after I got there. Tell me some.
Now that's fucked up. That's fucked up. All right. Usually people have 8-hour work days. If you go into work and you have lunch, like after you get there, say, I don't know, just generic 1 to 7. You work 1 to 7. You get to work at 1 and you go lunch at 2. That means extra, like, what is that? 5 hours. You actually have to be working instead of like having, you know, your break at like 4 hours and then working the rest of the 4 hours. That actually used to happen to me actually one time or two, and I remember thinking that was like a blessing. But I hated it. I now realize I hated that shit. That was fucking stupid. Like, don't fucking do that. I'm like, you know what? If anybody ever actually is offered a lunch break, you know, a little bit like after you get to the job, don't do it. Don't do it. Because you might as well just say, hey, look, I want my break later. And if they don't accept that, then fuck them, quit the job.
Bullshit about it's the only way the schedule would work out for everyone. Shut up. I remember this one time she straight up held my check hostage until the end of the shift on payday.
You can give breaks for the last 4 hours of the work. The fuck?
Just because she knew I wanted to see how much
Like one or two
got.
people a person need a break.
And I know she was just being a bitch to me because everybody else got their checks. So what the fuck, man? But the thing that made me realize that I did not want to be there anymore was when I saw a fellow employee do something that every customer fears will happen to them when they get food from a place like McDonald's. I saw a coworker fuck with someone's food. So this guy, let's call him Jose. Why? 'Cause he's Spanish. Duh, don't think too hard about it. So Jose was making a sandwich and I was on the toaster. As he was making the sandwich, he accidentally drops the top bun on the ground. I then watch him, watch me, watch him as he reached down, picked up the bun, and continued to make the sandwich. Now, I was 16. This dude was easily 25, and apparently had been working there for quite a while. He was swole, spoke almost no English. Shit, he barely spoke, period. He had face tattoos, that is, tattoos on his face. So basically, I
mean, those tattoos look a lot better than what a lot of other freaking rappers' face tattoos are. I mean, what is up with these, like, fake-ass crosses and X and marks on their faces? It just looks ugly. I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna get a tattoo, and, you know, I understand that's, like, symbolism. I also just had a voice card, Jesus Christ. You know, if you're gonna get a tattoo, then at least make it presentable, make it look nice. I don't know, do whatever. But don't just get somebody to lazily just draw a cross on your freaking forehead. Like, that's just like, that's just a voice crack, man.
I wasn't gonna say shit. Instead, I walked over to the pickup area, retrieved the contaminated sandwich, threw it away, and then made a fresh one myself. So if you ever ordered a cheeseburger from a McDonald's in Pembroke Pines, Florida, the one by the LA Fitness, in the month of October in 2011, and it took hella long to get there and was made incorrectly, you're fucking welcome. because there's a good chance that that one was from me. And although you were probably disappointed when you got it,
Damn,
at least you know it wasn't previously used to clean the McDonald's floor before you ate.
He's got like 20,000 rolls under his chin.
I ever went to. I called
got so many
every
lumps.
shift after that, and then they took me off the schedule. So that's how I technically got fired from McDonald's.
If he still
Moral
worked
of
there,
the story, as was once said by a very, very funny man, fuck McDonald's. What's up, fam? Thank you for watching another Don.
I'd still get a 20-piece chicken nugget from McDonald's even to this day. So anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. Remember that the original video link will be in the description down below, which will lead to Young Don the Size God's channel, and you guys will be able to see his nice, spicy stories, because his stories are hella entertaining. Every time he uploads a video, I'm already on it. Like, do I got an analogy here? Do I have, I'm on it like a Samsung charger. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. If you guys like this video, like this video. If you guys dislike this video, dislike this video. And if you guys like you saw, want to see more, when I subscribe to the channel. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. Have a good night, everyone, who's watching this. And as always, y'all, I'll see y'all later.